everyone, and welcome back to our channel.
Hey guys, I'm Kathy.
I'm Lulu.
And I'm Donna.
And today, we will listen to The Warning Tidal Rising documentary. This was a Buy Me a Coffee request from KFH. Thank you so much, KFH.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. And this was The Warning Tidal Rising documentary, just in case no one caught that from Lulu back there. I think she's trying to win a fast talking competition or something. Okay, I have never seen this documentary, so it's brand new to me.
Yep, brand new to me too.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is The Warning Tidal Rising documentary.
We obviously started playing here in Mexico. We're Mexicans, we're from Mexico. So our first shows were always here in our home and then just across the country. And I feel like we've seen it grow over the years and how we started and just our crowd. And it makes me so excited that people my age are looking for this energy and like this music specifically. There aren't a lot of female-led rock bands, only woman rock bands. So she started working as a young teen, a kid. We didn't even start out as women. Like we started out as little girls in this industry. Children, literally. It involves a lot, and we were doing it with our parents. Like we were pretty protected. Like they supported us so much. They got us into lessons. Like they bought us our instruments. Like they give us the liberty to like really concentrate on music.
Because imagine you're like just a teenager, maybe 13, and you want to do this, but of course there's tons of different things that you want to try out and do. So like sticking with it was also hard, you know.
Band started out as a 5-member band. Our parents are part of the band. Right now, obviously, our family has grown a bit more, like with our team, our management, and everyone that works with us. But as we keep on working, that is always like the center of everything, and everyone we start working with starts feeling like family, because we've always had that vibe. I feel like we've learned how to be like disciplined and responsible and like level-headed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really important for the industry that we're in. So a big hug to mom and dad for everything.
What we think really got us into this energetic music and rock and roll was definitely the Rock Band, the video game. We loved to play that game, and it was so fun that we just like looked at the screen and we just, we want to do that. I told my dad, like, I want to play the guitar, and he's like, are you sure? And I was like, of course. By the first week, my fingers hurt so much that I was like, please, no. But I fell in love with it, and there was no going back.
I've been playing for 13 years. I don't like that number, but okay, 13 years. And well, I've been playing since I was a little kid. I would always play on the drums, like the toy drums. And I remember I really liked hitting things. So it was like a perfect match for me. And my dad saw that I had really good coordination. And he asked me like, hey, like, are you up for lessons? Like, do you want to give it a shot? And I was like, yeah. Nobody wanted to give me lessons. I looked like a toddler.
I mean,
and like I was super short. Like playing the drums, it didn't look very promising for me. But I met one teacher and I had like a test class, and the teacher was like, "Oh, leave her with me. Like she'll be good. Like let's do this." parents bought me my first bass, and of course I was really young and really short, and I couldn't play a full-scale bass, so they bought me a smaller bass, which I have right here.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really small, and I still couldn't play that, and I learned for about a month, and then we started playing together immediately. So I didn't really have like that much time to get used to my instrument before we started playing together.
Okay, wait,
But-
I know that this isn't part of it. I'm going to ask you a question.
Do it.
Because it's like,
Do it.
'cause I know, this isn't my place, but I will. Because there's a lot of people who tell you, like, why don't you play with a pick? Because normally
Oh,
rock
that's
music
true.
is just like,
It's like
but
pick.
you, like, from the start, it
I
was
always
like,
play with my
finger
fingers.
style.
I know how to play with a pick now, and I really do like the sound of it. But I don't know, I just always played with my fingers, and I do feel more comfortable with my fingers, even though I do play more on time with a pick. It's weird. It does hurt more though, but
I get it. It's like when I play without shoes and when I play with shoes.
Yeah,
I get it. The big turning point in our careers, like we did our Enter Sandman cover, which went viral, but I feel like the point where we were like, we really want to do this, like for the rest of our lives, was when we started writing our own music and releasing our own stuff. That was like, whoa, like we can create something,
yeah.
put it out in the world, and people react to it. It was just something that we really, really liked and looked forward to. So now that we're doing what we do today, like I just feel like it's the thing that really keeps us going, our music. Of course, like any type of siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that, but we get along really well.
We know each other so well that
Yeah.
we know how to make it work.
Exactly. And in the second that we start writing music,
But where do you
everything
go?
just
Like, what were you
flows
thinking?
really nicely. Like I don't know what to call it except like sibling magic.
yeah.
You shall remain inside your space. You shall remain inside your space. Escape the Mind. Those were our first compositions ever. That was our first time writing. I was like 12, Danny was 14, and I was 9. We were
Oh,
children. But it was the moment where we really fell in love with music and like what we wanted to do. Like creating something was just such a powerful experience.
And you know, it was such a key thing, I think, personally, that we were not thinking about will people like it, because we were not going to release it. We were not even going to record it. It was not going to be a thing. So we just literally wrote from our 14-year-old hearts.
And on walk onto the very top and I'll run, even though I stumble and fall.
And then we jump into our first album, 21st Century Blood. And it was weird because some of the compositions that are in 21st Century Blood were written in the same time
Era
as Escape the Mind.
Mhm.
But there was this very big leap we gave with this song that we made called Free Falling.
It was the first song we actually wrote
Together.
Yeah. And you know, it was also a big thing that we started like looking for outside inspiration. We really like what's happening in the world that we can write about.
And more than anything, like we read so much and we consume a lot of
Yeah.
media as any Gen Z teen does. So we were constantly getting inspired by other
Different
stories that we were
scenarios.
hearing.
Mhm.
So 21st Century Blood was like, we felt like it was our first step.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
like, okay, we're a band now. This is our album.
And nothing will change. I'm crashing through space. I'm burning up, and there's nothing I can put out this place.
And one one thing that I really like that we do, we really looked for what the song needed. We were like, okay, so what if this is a song with only piano, violins, and stuff like that? Like, we didn't focus on, oh, we have to be rock. We just focused on the energy that went into the song. So if you hear our music, sometimes it will be very varied within the same album.
But then Queen of the Murder Scene comes. It's our second album, and Queen of the Murder.
Wow.
Wow.
It's pretty cool seeing like this inside look to how they started, then how they get their inspiration.
And how they write the songs. And they're just so, you could just tell they're just so down to earth and sweet in this documentary. And they really appreciate what their parents have done.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
I really like it. I'm glad that we're watching this. Where we get to actually hear their talking voices and stuff. Yeah. I'm
So
really
are you
enjoying it.
getting inspired back there? You want a drum set?
No. I have too much.
Or maybe a guitar. Or...
Nothing.
I like the guitar and I like the drums, but do I want to I have no coordination at all. I love watching other people do it. I don't want to do it myself. I have too much other stuff that I'm better at. Well, I think I'm better at.
Yeah. That's the word she thinks she's better at.
But she is a good welder.
She is, yes.
Very good welder. So that's something that you wouldn't think.
That was very surprising. That surprised all of us.
I have really bad handwriting too, and the majority of good welders have nice handwriting, and they're mostly women because women have better handwriting, that I've been told. But my handwriting is not the best. I mean, it's legible, but it's not the best. But I'm good at welding.
Yes, you are.
And taking care of her goats.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and get back to it.
Scene. I was in middle school. I started going through my emo phase, so you can hear clearly there how that shift and like I'm angsty now.
These songs and these albums like grew with us. It's
Yeah.
literally, you can see like the change.
Yeah,
in
you can feel the
personality.
Yeah,
Our
and
music.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Murder Scene is a concept album. It tells a story.
A novel.
It was like a novel, and it was a really different process writing songs to fit a narrative and a plot.
It was really hard.
It was hard because we had some, and then we had to add like the filler episodes, but we didn't want them to feel like filler songs. So we really had to put meaning into every single little part. But I was like really into this idea of making it a whole album about this story.
Yeah.
And when I told them about it, they were like, "What?
Why is there blood everywhere?
Why?" And I was like, "Please hear me out."
We had to change
so much.
like
the
a lot of
story.
the storyline because it wasn't
It
even
wasn't
that
like
much
that.
of a storyline.
It was just like
murder.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You were getting into
I was getting into K-pop.
That's true. I just
So
remember that too.
we took the emo phase K-pop like
Route.
express line, right?
Yeah.
So you can hear a lot of influences in there that maybe you don't pinpoint them as such, but for us it's really apparent like which phases we were going
That key
through.
change into
Those
the one.
key
Like,
changes, those harmonies, like it was all very K-poppy for us.
it's a thing that we also love to do. That as we start learning new ways of doing this, we just like, okay, what's the next thing that we can try out with our music?
Yeah.
So
And
It's very
in Queen of the Murder Scene, it was key changes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was
Definitely.
change the key.
That was a theme. of our scene, things are really different now. Because I
Mhm.
feel like we really grew as people,
Even
as
more,
musicians.
like
right?
from those
Because
two.
we're going through our teenage years. Of course, you grow a lot from one year to another, and you start living different experiences and stuff like that. So I feel like this third album is personal.
Yeah.
Like it talks more about our feelings or situations that are close to us, or our opinions on certain situations. Evolve was one of the songs that we started writing together, and we had music first
Yeah.
before lyrics and melody. It's usually the other way around. So the three of us were in this room,
Yes,
and Danny
right
and I
here.
were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there. And I was like, hey, that's a good line.
That's a cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
I do feel that it encases what this new album represents for us, the changes that we went through as musicians, as people, and in writing, because we saw things differently. Like right now, we really concentrated on adding a lot of like new harmonies and how like the bass and the drums were going to play together. And then differently at the same time.
Like there is so much room to grow, and we always enter these situations like with big wondrous eyes. Like we're gonna learn today. What are we gonna learn now?
What's gonna happen
Yeah.
now?
You got it, this is you. Okay, everybody.
Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, pam 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 pam.
Definitely performing our songs live is a totally different universe. Like we treat it as such, even ourselves. We know it's nothing like recording in a studio, but it's so much fun. You're like directly sharing and expressing to the people who are watching you.
And I feel like our past albums, we try to grab like the sound, like how we sound live into our recordings, and
Yeah.
we never really,
Oh, we have never accomplished
we
that.
never accomplished that until like
this
third
album.
album.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world.
We put in a lot of hard work
Yep.
into our live shows.
We do.
We really plan everything out, and
Yep.
we practice it a lot.
And even
A lot.
our movements, like if you see us playing in our early stages of the band,
Oh,
we're
we
just
didn't move
like
at all.
statues.
Didn't move.
And that's something that we actually worked on consciously. It's like how to play, being able to like jump around and bring more energy to the show.
Like we make fun of each other while we're on stage.
And I know like I shouldn't really be like saying this, but even when we mess up, we're like, oh, you messed up. Like,
Yeah,
laugh
we just
about
we
it.
just
We're
look
like,
at each other like, you messed up.
When we play a show in our country and in our home city, it's just absolutely amazing.
Actually, our last show that we played was in Mexico City, and we hadn't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah.
So coming back and seeing that we had more fans, like there were a lot of people watching us. It was just insane. It was one of the
so
best
cool.
shows
People
we ever
like
had.
screaming our songs. We actually have like a video where you hear everyone singing on top of like it's
Yeah, like you can't hear
hear
us. Mexico really has something very
a
special.
big scene
Like-
of energetic people
Yeah,
ready
people are
for
really
metal.
passionate about music in general here in Mexico, and the crowds were always really energetic.
Like this energy that they transmit, you just can't help but give it back. It's really about making like a personal connection of what you want to transmit through your instrument. Cause I look at our past videos, like our covers, and I'm like, no, what are you doing? But we were so young, we were starting out, so it's okay. But I feel like that's a really nice thing. Looking back and seeing how much you've improved and how much you've grown.
A veces las cosas obvias son las más difíciles de ver. Te asfixiaste con tus propias manos. Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar, te encuentras nuevamente abandonado.
At the end of the day, like, there's a goal and there's something that you want to reach. And it's really about putting in a lot of work.
And just also be very conscious that the people who work around you are different, are going through different things and will think differently than you. There's no one that will think exactly like you. So taking things with a grain of salt and not taking things personally for it to ruin like your experience is a key thing. As sisters, we really have like that separate, our working selves and our sister selves.
Sometimes people have these stereotypes or these stigmas, like we've seen it in places we've played in festivals and stuff like that. Like the treatment is really different to like other bands, like male bands. But we see that change after like
we play.
Yeah, we play and then like people's faces completely change. And like everyone's just so excited.
Which is fun to see because they remind themselves that it doesn't matter who is playing, their age, whatever it is. It's about the music.
Music is the language. It doesn't matter like where you're from, like what language you speak, like anything. Like music is the language.
That was really cool.
That was really
really cool. I like to see how like each of their albums evolved. Then, because they started when they were like teeny tiny. Then it went with what they were going through at the time, like their teenage years and whatnot. Then, from what we knew from like Evolve and that line that I liked, I'm not in danger, I'm the They liked that. I was like, yes, I'm with them.
And that was your favorite line. I remember you telling me that. No, this was really interesting to hear it from them. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And you still get to see them like behind the scenes and be goofy and them talking about how they still get to be like sisters and tease each other because it's totally something I would do.
Well, it's good that they can work so well together. Mm-hmm. And they do. You can tell they do. Mm-hmm. So this was just very interesting to me. I really enjoyed watching it.
What about you? What do you think?
I really like it. I really do. And I love them.
If you have any other suggestions for the warning,
drop it down in the comments. We would love to listen to it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment, and share. It helps the channel out a lot, and it is totally free. Don't forget to look in the description rectangle for the original video you watched today. That will be there, along with our Patreon, where you can be a member. But boom. And as a member of the top tier, which is $5 a month, you get a priority request each month you're a member. We normally get those priority requests out a week after they are suggested. We also have my most favorite page, Buy Me a Coffee. And when you do the Buy Me a Coffee page, you get a priority request for how many you do, and they are $5 a piece. So if you do one coffee, you get one priority request. If you do 67, you get 67 priority requests. They may not all come out the next week, depending on how many you do. We also have our social media, where you can see some pictures of my goats, my other endeavors, and some other channel-related things.
And the links to Lulu's Amazon wish list and her contribution list are also in the description if you'd like to help her out with her goats.
I would appreciate it.
And as always, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you watching us every day, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.